Hello, everybody. What I want to talk to you about today is the rising number, or at least percentage, of individuals who are going to college. Now, we've seen decade by decade that increase. Now, in recent years, largely because of the COVID pandemic and other factors, we've seen a slight reduction in percentage, but approximately 62 to 67% of high school graduates every year go to college. Now, across the United States, the total number of individuals, adults with college degrees, is lower. It's in the 40 percentile. Now, with that being said, the question is this: why are so many people going to college? Now, I'm the first to say that education is always valuable. That is, no matter what you learn or how you learn it, it is valuable. Now, if you learn things that are factually inaccurate, that's a problem, obviously, or if you learn things that have an agenda or purpose that could be deemed negative, like discriminatory or something like that, obviously, those are negative things. But education, by and large, it is uniquely good. So that's my disclaimer there. I am 100% pro-education. But my question is, the college system, the higher education system, which means going to colleges or universities, is fraught with problems. That is, it's becoming more and more expensive. There is less personalization in the curriculum or delivery. You have students sitting in auditoriums with hundreds of students in there, paying thousands of dollars per class when they could have gotten the same information in a different way. So it begs the question, why are so many individuals who recognize this, who recognize the disparity between the value they're getting out of the core thing that colleges are delivering, that is the classroom experience, and the value that they're giving up, the opportunity cost along with the cost of attending the classes? Why are they still doing it? Well, you have to look back historically a little bit. So we know that the rise of individuals going to college happened in the 40s, 50s, 60s, post-World War II. There was the GI Bill, and individuals had access to government funding to go to college. And then after that, in the 1960s, there was the passage of the Higher Education Act, and that's where the federal government decided to start building up colleges, to start giving additional funding to campuses, to subsidize student loans through federal programs, and to basically get involved in promoting individuals going to college. And they provided monies to state government to create public institutions within the state for education. And then the loan subsidies allowed for equal growth among private colleges as well. That is, you could get subsidized loans to attend those institutions as well. So now you're at somewhere around 5,300 or more academic institutions, colleges in the United States. Now that includes all levels of colleges. That is technical colleges, junior colleges, four-year baccalaureate degrees, and some organizations that just have graduate schools. So I would say there's a number of reasons why more and more people started going to college. Now, there was this initial shift there during this time that said, in order to be successful, you need to go to college. And there was this social stigma as well that kind of separated people. You've probably heard scenarios before where guidance counselors told individuals that they weren't four-year baccalaureate college material, that they should pick up a trade school or go straight to work or something like that. So it created kind of this social strata between individuals who went to college and people who didn't, and that obviously continues today. But with that being said, this change in perception as well also came along with a shift or evolution in what people thought they were going to get out of college. So why did people ultimately go to college? If they want to be more successful. But now when you query students, and I've done this for years, over a decade, every class I've ever had, I asked people why they went to college. And usually it starts with, well, I wanted to do this thing, so I came to college to do that. Or it was my parents wanted me to come to college. That is, they didn't know what else to do, and there were all these social pressures out there. Or they really were just taking steps through life. They didn't know what to do next, so they said, okay, well, I guess I'll go to college, and that'll give me more time to figure it out. And the student loans are available, and they aren't scared of them, so boom, they make that decision. So this is the shifting perspective. It's not like it was historically that going to college meant that you acquired higher levels of knowledge and learning so you could take advantage of opportunities when they're presented, you'd be more effective in what you do, and that could lead to personal fulfillment as well as career success. Now, when you look at it from that spectrum, that individuals are going and they don't know what they want to do, they think they need it for a career path, but they're not 100% sure. Or there's just this societal pressure from parents, friends, family, etc., to go to college. Now, when you compare that against all of the costs that come with it, that is opportunity cost. You could be going down the path of being who you want to be. You could get a job, you could get an internship, you could actually focus on learning the skills necessary to do those things. You could start your own business, you could undertake whatever steps are necessary to actually be who you want to be. All right, so opportunity costs plus the financial cost, especially if you go to some private universities that are 40, 50, 60, 70, maybe even $80,000 a year all in if you count living expenses, etc. So you're giving up opportunity costs, you're paying actual costs there, and then the return you get for it, you don't know what you're looking for or you're uncertain. So that's the scenario we're faced with. Now, you're seeing all sorts of things like thebusinessprofessor.com. I'm not exempt from that, right? That's largely the purpose behind what I'm doing, to democratize access to education for a very low cost, to try to replicate some of those benefits that you do get from college in a way that, well, is more affordable and doesn't have all those opportunity costs associated with it. So anyway, apprenticeships, internships, things like that are coming back, alternative education forms and ways to receive an education. Some institutions are even lowering their costs to make it more accessible. Of course, the costs are being filled in by other sources like the federal government and things like that. And if you've been watching the news lately, the funding for schools and particularly federal programs has never been more tenuous. So the question again remains, is it in the best interest of students to decide to go to a traditional four-year academic institution if their reasons for going rest largely in uncertainty and misunderstanding about what it really takes to be who you want to be? So those are my question for you. I don't know the answer to this, but I am trying to be someone who creates another option. If you've got input or thoughts, please jump down there in the forum. We'd love to hear them. Make sure you subscribe to our newsletter, become a member at thebusinessprofessor.com, and regardless, I hope to see you around the community soon. Till then, take care.